Today I'm tying the Beadhead blue copper john. So I'm just starting with a 2XL straight nymph hook and a gold, I think it's a 2.4 millimeter bead. And then I'm just using this 0.015 lead wire. Just add a little bit behind the head. And I'm going to be using this 8/0 black thread and just start that right behind the lead. Then you're just going to wind it down to the bend of the hook. And once you've got it right there, just grab a couple Goose Biots. I like to use brown. You could also use black or whatever to straighten those out. Get them the right length, and then do 2 very loose wraps. And then pull them toward you like this. And then pull on the thread to tighten it, and it should straighten them on top of the hook. And then just tie those up to the lead and trim them off. Just like that. And then if you have to straighten those buyouts out, that's fine. And then now we're going to take our copper wire. But in this case I'm going to be using blue, like a cobalt blue. And I'm just going to double the wire up and then tie it in right behind the lead. And then tie that down to the tail. And then now it'll be a lot easier to wind the wire since it's doubled up. Just wind up from there. And this is an extra fine copper wire. And once you get it up to the lead, just tie it off. And make sure you get some good thread wraps to tie that off. And then once it's good enough, just helicopter the wire so it breaks right at the body. Alright, now we're going to take a single strand of Flashabou and just tie that in right on top. Make sure it's straight. Just like that. Then just take a small piece of stretch flex or thin skin or anything that you like to use for the wing case. I just like using this black thin skin. Make sure that's straight. Then now we're going to take a single Peacock Herl feather. And just wind it up from there, up to the bead. And these peacock feathers like to break, so make sure you tie it in good before you break it or cut it off. And now I take a hen feather and I cut it so that it's shaped like this. And those are going to be the legs. And you just do a couple very loose wraps. And then bring the thin skin and the Flashabou over and just barely secure those in place. Then you can pull on the stem of the feather to get the right leg lengths. Once you've got it exactly how you want it, just tie that in tight. Then you could clip all three of these together, but I like clipping the feather first. It just makes it so I can keep it cleaner. Now whip finish. And then now, if you didn't already clip the thin skin and the Flashabou, go ahead and do that. Looks pretty good. And we're just gonna finish it up with a little dab of this clear cure goo. Just use my dubbing needle to spread it around. I like to barely touch the bead head and then get a little bit on the copper wire. Then try not to get it on the legs. Just spread it around on the thin skin. Then come in with the UV light. Give it a little blast. And that should cure it immediately. And then you're done. It's this cool little copper john pattern. The blue works really well. Just gives the fish something different.